Alright, time for some Mega Man 2. Let's get this booted up and... What the who's there? It's like 2 AM, what do you want?
Y'all talking about Mega Man 2?
Hey, Hunter. Yeah, did you wanna join in?
Oh heck yeah, where we dropping, boys?
Alright, the more the merrier. Don't you ever say that around me again. The more the merrier. Let's get this started. Straight out the gate, the one thing you need to know about Mega Man 2 is that it improves on the first game in nearly every aspect. Tighter controls, better boss weapons, more bosses, more stages.
More banger tracks, better Wily Castle. The only downside is it's got 1% less women.
What women were in the first game?
This one.
Oh! Ew! Dude! What the fuck?
That's a child. Really living up to the Minecraft YouTuber title, huh?
Ew, no! I meant the Ruby Spears Mega Man show. That is a full-grown woman right there. And what do you mean Minecraft YouTuber?
Alright, you can have that one, but Game Roll is a child and should be protected. And you know exactly what I mean.
Alright, my bad, but the point still stands. There are no women in Mega Man 2.
Anyway, moving on. The game is just straight up better than the first. Even the title screen and presentation is 1,000 times better. Check it out. This intro is iconic, the track that goes with it becoming the de facto theme for Mega Man.
The song goes hard and perfectly sets up the storyline the game is telling with its slow, dramatic intro panning up to Mega Man himself as the theme kicks into high gear. Lord, the music for this game goes so hard!
Straight away, you'll notice that we have two difficulties to choose from, normal and difficult. Fun fact about these, difficult is actually the developer-intended difficulty for the game, and normal was made for the US after a lot of complaints about Mega Man 1's difficulty. Definitely stick with normal though, unless you're a Mega Man veteran or just seeking a challenge. One of the best changes to this game and all future games is that there are now 8 Robot Masters instead of 6.
Rock, paper, scissors just got a lot more complicated.
Plus this time Wily actually built them all instead of just, you know, stealing them. Like a dick. Speaking of Wily, the story this time is he's back. He returns on June 9th, according to the wiki and Rockman character collection. This time he's built his own Robot Masters and challenges Mega Man, while probably wanting to take over the world again as well. So Mega Man takes him on, and that's where the game starts.
Look, the plot may be simple, but that's probably due to the fact that this game wasn't originally meant to be made. Capcom had no intentions of making a sequel to Mega Man due to low sales, but the development team just decided to do it anyway.
Why can't they do that nowadays?
But to make production a little bit easier, rather than designing everything in one go, the character designers held a contest to let kids submit their own ideas for the Robot Masters, the 8 bosses of the game. And this contest became a trend for many Mega Man games in the future. Like, imagine being some kid in the 80s and you sent a drawing to Capcom just for fun, and now that drawing is a beloved boss battle from one of Capcom's best games of all time.
Yeah, it's kinda crazy to think that some of these Robot Masters designs were sent in and got put into the game. They're all good too, except Flashman, he's just okay. The boss order I went with on this playthrough was metal, wood, air, crash, flash, quick, bubble, and lastly, Heatman. This is the best weakness order in my opinion. In me and Hunter's speedrun race of the game,
which you can find at youtube.com at hunteryeshunterno0716, subscribe today,
I did bubble as my 3rd stage instead of my 7th.
My personal order is metal, wood, air, bubble, heat, crash, flash, and quick, but honestly, whatever order you pick doesn't matter since this game is super versatile between bosses and weakness order.
With our established orders out of the way, let's go kick some
Shiny metal ass.
Straight out the gate, you'll notice this stage has a kind of factory machinery theme to it. Conveyor belts, gears everywhere, etc. The stage is track fitting it nicely as well.
So listen here, the grind of all the hungry metal blades. Yeah, this place is almost excessive in its factory theming, which works perfectly with the Robot Master at the end, something that can't be said of every stage in this game.
This stage immediately introduces us to a new staple of the series, E-Tanks. Pick one of these bad boys up and you'll have a free full health restore whenever you want. They're great for boss fights or when you're in a pinch and don't want to start over from a checkpoint. This stage also has some great hazards. These crushers that cause a lot of sprite flickering, this section where a bunch of drills come from above and below, playing with the directions of the conveyor belts to keep you on your platform and toes, these jester looking bots that balance on gears, and these weird cylinder things. There's a lot of hazards for each stage to keep it fun and exciting while mixing it up. My favorite hazard in this one is definitely the drills. Very easy to grind health and ammo pickups from them, and they appear in other stages too.
This level is definitely the best starter stage for a number of reasons. The boss weapon is a big factor, but personally, I love this stage as a first level for its simple and legible platforming. And every enemy here is easy to defeat with only the default Mega Buster, and that makes the stage very satisfying to tear through.
Metal Man himself is a simple, yet kinda hard boss. He runs in place on either side of the screen, doesn't do anything till you shoot, in which case he'll jump up and throw 1 to 3 metal blades at you, making him a bit difficult to hit while keeping you on your toes so you're not just trading damage with him the whole fight. Despite this, I tend to use an E-Tank on him to kill him in one go in normal gameplay.
In the grand scheme of rock, paper, scissors, gun that every Mega Man game has, Metal Man has a few weaknesses. First is the quick boomerang, but any sane person saves that weapon for much later in the run. Second is actually the Mega Buster, dealing good damage, another reason why this level is such a good level 1. But his last weakness? Metal Blade, which will literally one-hit KO him. And where do you get Metal Blade?
With Metal Man's defeat, we take his weapon, the Metal Blades. They shoot incredibly fast, have lots of weapon energy, shoot in 8 directions around us, and do a lot of damage, wiping most normal enemies out in one shot. With these, we've already beaten the game. It's only a matter of time now. I'm coming for you, Wily.
Neath the shield of leaves, forged from the steel with a chassis apart.
Hunter, you've gotta stop doing that, man.
Okay, I just really love the music in this game.
Anyways, Woodman stage sees us going through, well, the woods. The track that plays here is pretty good though. You're gonna hear me say that about a lot of the tracks in game, some of which I don't have much else to say about, but know the soundtrack overall is good, and I'll show it off in each stage.
Woodman's level is super fun and super varied. Most of the levels in this game are, but this level in particular feels like fighting through various animals and monsters. The robots here have an almost fantasy RPG feel, like you're headed to kill the evil forest druid king.
Anyway, we start from the ground, fighting downward through bats and these weird bunny bots that shoot carrots, tearing through these blue hound mini-bosses. Then we ascend to the treetops, fighting off birds that drop their children to fight us.
That's definitely a Geneva Convention violation.
And these robot gorillas that one frame jump our asses if we don't take them out with metal blades first.
This level is made 1000% easier with the use of Metal Blade. Most levels are, that thing is OP, but this level especially, as most of the level has weird terrain that allows you to utilize the octo-angular weapon to its full extent. The diagonal shots make these wolves, gorillas, and birds so much easier to take out than with any other weapon.
After dodging the invincible turkeys, we find Woodman himself. Woodman's fight is very easy. He shoots leaves up into the sky, and surrounds himself in his leaf shield until those leaves fall off screen, in which case he's damageable when shooting more leaves up. Just make sure to dodge the floating leaves and keep spamming metal blades at him till Woodman's been chopped down.
It's such a shame, too. Woodman was just a forest ranger trying to do his job. It's all Wily's fault, really, for turning him into a robot.
What? Turning him into a robot? What the hell are you talking about?
Every major Mega Man robot is a dead person's soul brought back. Didn't you know that?
What? No, that's not... Who the hell told you that?
Mega Man was a dead kid Light found and decided he deserved better.
What?
Dr. Light was friends with William Afton.
Alright, no, we're not bringing FNAF into this. On beating this stage, we get the leaf shield. It's an alright weapon. I don't use it that much, but it's still good. Upon firing it, you'll put up the shield, but the moment you walk left or right, it'll fire off in whatever direction you move, doing decent damage. Good for taking out swarms of low-health enemies, like the drills. Airman stage takes us to what I presume is high in the sky, at least far up enough that the clouds block our view at certain points throughout the stage. The track that plays here is good as always.
I really hate this level. Definitely my least favorite in the game. I'm not bad at platforming, but when the platforms are actively trying to kill you, this stage quickly goes from Baby's first Mario Maker level to a borderline Mario Kaizo level.
I wouldn't go that far,
Mario Kaizo is fucking insane.
but Hunter has a decent point. This stage is high risk, high reward. The reward being that you get to keep living. The risk being that most of the stage has drops between platforms that'll send you plummeting to your doom, leading to some high-tension platforming. Enemies in this stage include the bird egg bombers from before, these devil demon-looking things that act as platforms, an enemy spawner, and a stage hazard all at once, these guys with the lightning bolts,
Apparently called Lightning Lords.
these fan fiends, no joke, that's their name, and these wacky wiggly guys that'll appear in other stages, apparently called squirms.
Oh, I get it! Squirm. Like squirm, cause worms be squirmin'. That was a lot funnier in my head.
Oh! Ha! I get it too! Ooh, Airman. Poor bastard. He was made to literally be a walking fan with eyes, and he gets absolutely eviscerated by leaves. Poor guy. He does put up somewhat of a fight, but not really. He shoots one of 3 set patterns of these mini tornadoes, and then blows them at you to dodge. He'll blow 3 patterns, jump to the other side of the room, and repeat. However, when he jumps to the left side for the first time, you can just spam activating Leaf Shield right next to him, and he'll die pretty fast.
Even if you don't have Leaf Shield, fighting this guy is a breeze. Pun very much intended. He takes heavy damage from the Mega Buster too, which really just turns this fight into a 2 cycle instead of a 1. Still not that big of a deal.
Air shooter required, or as I like to call it,
Air blast.
it shoots 3 mini tornadoes upwards, and that's it. Yeah, I never use this weapon. I've only ever really used it on the Robot Master that's weak to it. We also get item 2, one of 3 utility items that we'll get throughout the game that creates a rocket we can stand on to fly long distances until we run out of energy. Oh, this track is my fucking jam. Editor J, cue the music!
This song and stage are really cool, I'll grant, but unfortunately, I mentioned earlier that certain stages have very little to do with the Robot Master, and this is one of them. It's a long, vertical climb in a big yellow area. I don't know, maybe this is some kind of demolition site, and that's why Crashman is here, but we don't really see any evidence of that beyond it's yellow and sketchy. Definitely one of the weakest boss-to-level connections.
Yeah, you have a point. Despite me liking the music, the stage doesn't really have a theme. It seems to be like a super high-tech place, Maybe the Windows pipe screensaver?
Or maybe it's a weapons testing ground, like how they put bombs on top of a big stick and drop them to see how much damage they do. Put Crash Man on top of a big stick and drop him. Does he go splat or does he go boom?
My vote's on boom.
Mine's splat.
Anyways, enemies and hazards in this stage are mainly these platforms on tracks with little floating cylinder enemies called tellies hovering around you. I love these guys. I want a mug that looks like them. The bird egg bombers are here again too, except they're way more annoying on ladders. These wind up punching guys are here, and they fucking fly at you. Some bots are literally just cannons with legs, and I think that's all the enemies. Oh, wait. There's some metars.
Aren't they called metals?
Metal, metar, same diff. They both start with met, and you know what that means.
Let's go, baby. Love the Mets, baby. Here we go. Let's go. Mets get a home run, baby. Let's go.
Anyway, where were we? Oh, yeah. Crash Man is another easy boss. He only jumps when you fire and can only fire one crash bomb at a time, which has a small explosion go off shortly after landing. His weakness is air blast, and he's already dead. God damn it.
Let me restate that. Crash Man only jumps when you shoot. With any other weapon in the game, that definitely adds some strategy to his fight. But his weakness is the one weapon that shoots at an upward angle every single time, meaning he's basically just jumping into its path. Same goes for Metal Blade, where you can just angle it. Man, that blade is busted!
His weapon Crash Bomb fires a projectile that either makes direct contact and does a bit of damage, or latches onto a surface, and after a second, detonates and causes an explosion that ignores invincibility frames. It can be deadly when used right, but takes a bit too long to go off and isn't really useful against anything besides bosses.
It can, however, open secret passageways or better routes through certain levels. Walls with this weird Lego-like pattern can't be affected by anything but the Crash Bomb, similar to the Guts Arm blocks from Mega Man 1. And one of the best places to use this wall breaker?
Welcome to Blue LED Hell, or at least that's what I assume it is. It's also probably cold as fuck in here too, because the ground is slippery, as if this is supposed to be ice.
Another level where the boss and level design don't quite match up. It doesn't mean it's a bad level, but this level feels like it's designed for something more akin to Iceman from 1. These inconsistencies are obviously just the result of the dev team being forced to design the levels before the bosses due to that boss design competition I mentioned earlier.
This level mainly sees us running to the right through cannon enemies and barriers we can destroy using Crash Bomb. Then we descend through some squirms and mech joes, Sniper Joes piloting mechs, before landing at the bottom. And depending on the route we chose to fall, we'll land here at the top and be able to avoid these mech joes, or if you're like me and forgot about that path, then you'll fight through them all with the help of Leaf Shield, which one hit KOs the mechs, dropping and locking the joes in place.
Lol, I didn't even know the Leaf Shield took out the mechs. And you wanna know why? Because I never miss that upper pathway! Some simple parkour and a touch of patience with the Crash Bomb, and this level is a freaking walk in the icy park. Though, if you're new to the game, I recommend pulling out a map for this level just to be sure you end up on that upper pathway. Just because we have it memorized does not mean everyone does.
Flashman himself isn't much to write home about. He's a pretty basic blue guy design. All he does is walk back and forth, occasionally freeze time, and fire a barrage in your general direction, which won't always hit you, and then keep walking. A well-timed Crash Bomb takes out a huge chunk of health, fire a couple more into him after that, and he'll go down in no time.
I also didn't know Crash Bomb was his weakness. I thought it was Metal Blade. Every time I fight this guy, I can kill him with Metal Blade before he even uses his weapon. Is Crash Bomb the intended weapon?
I'm pretty sure Crash Bomb was supposed to be his intended weakness. The Legacy Collection Museum says it's Metal Blade, and it is the weapon that kills him the fastest, but it says that for Bubble Man 2, and doesn't say Crash Bomb is any other Robot Master's weakness. I think Crash Bomb was supposed to be his, but Metal Blade was made crazy OP at some point in development, and they forgot, giving Flashman essentially 2 weaknesses. With him dead, we take his weapon, the Time Stopper. This one, literally freezes time? This guy had the power to freeze time, but still got folded like a fucking lawn chair. This ability is cool in theory, but in practice kinda sucks. When you use it, time stops until you're out of weapon energy for it. You can't fire while this is happening, and you can't swap to another weapon. It drains pretty fast too. It's only really useful for our next Robot Master. We also get item 3 here, this platform that latches onto walls, only climbing up the wall when we stand on it. It's useful for getting items on top of ledges we normally couldn't reach. Oh, this guy has to be cool. He extends out of his boss portrait. Ooh, a free 1-up, and a complimentary groovy track to go with it? This stage is great! What's the catch? Oh.
Gosh dang it, Joey, there's a reason I saved this level for last. If you're a fan of Minecraft dropper maps, this stage is for you. Look, even having this stage 100% memorized doesn't save you from the amount of random garbage and insane timings you have to pull out just to beat this stage. There's a reason Joey says you need the time stopper before you hit this level, if only to avoid these lasers and actually survive the level. Time Stopper freezes the lasers and there are energy drops all over the place to keep it going. Unless you're an Omega speedrunner like me or an insane sight reader, I recommend freezing time when you take the leap.
Yeah, this stage tends to be where most people drop the game from what I know. The instant death lasers go on for pretty long, and being a one-hit kill is really punishing. It also sucks because a lot of people see Quickman's unique portrait and pick him first, and then get folded faster than mall security trying to fight my uncle. The stage is also shaped like a funnel, naturally leading you towards the bottom. Squirms are littered throughout the stage, and there's these really interesting dark sections that light up when a hothead is on screen, but go dark again when you take the enemy out. Other than that, most of the stage is just an insta-kill trial and error laser hellscape. There are some mech Joes before the boss door, but once again, leaf shield them and just jump past.
If you get to this point and you've already juiced your Time Stopper, don't enter the boss chamber yet. You will want that weapon before you fight Quickman. My recommendation is to run back and forth across this room. The enemies respawn after the screen scrolls past, meaning if you're patient, you can farm this area for energy drops and refill your Time Stopper.
Quickman is a goddamn menace. He runs fast as fuck, shoots some boomerangs down at you that stay in place for a moment, and while you're dodging his football charge, you won't notice them come back at you. His weakness is the Time Stopper, but do not use it right away. Try to get him down to half health at least, and then use the Time Stopper. If you don't do that and just use Time Stopper immediately, it'll run out when Quickie here is at half health. I'll say it again. Get him to half health, then freeze that fucker in place and laugh at him till he dies.
This boss is infamous for killing off both casual and competitive speedruns. That's because Quickman has an insane amount of RNG in his attack pattern. No basic back and forth dropping bombs, or jump once, shoot twice like other bosses. Quickman gonna do his own thing, and he's gonna make you feel every second of it. Plus, I swear to Arceus, his weapon does more damage for him than for you.
Quick Boomerang is just a faster, better rolling cutter from the first game, shooting 3 projectiles that quickly come back to you. I actually really like this weapon, but like every other weapon, it's in the same game as the Metal Blades. So I don't really use it aside from one boss in the final stages, but we'll get there soon enough. Alright, loading into the stage, and the first thing we see is... Good God! As good as this game is, this beginning part of Bubble Man stage has always hurt my eyes. Might even be part of the reason my eyesight's so bad.
Ha! You think that's bad? Go try playing Doki Doki Panic, aka Japanese Mario 2. Those waterfalls sent players to the freaking hospital! This is still bad though.
Oh my god, I forgot about those. Holy shit, I remember that waterfall texture giving me a massive headache as a kid. Anyway, fighting through the frogs, spitting little frogs at us,
Another Geneva Convention violation.
and quickly jumping across falling platforms, we drop down into what I'd assume is part of the ocean. The stage matches its Robot Master pretty well in theming. I especially like the aquatic feeling track. This level has some great enemies that stick to its theme as well. We saw the frogs at the beginning, but we'll come across some hermit crabs, some anglerfish bots that shoot out little rocket shrimp, jellyfish, and regular crab bots as well. But besides that, how does Mega Man control underwater? He actually controls pretty normally aside from a few things. He falls a little slower, and when jumping underwater, you go higher up depending on how long you held down the jump button, giving you far more control while still making the platforming tough, but fair.
The best placed obstacle in this stage is actually these spikes along the roof. They look very unassuming at first, especially if you don't know how the water physics work in this game. But I can willingly admit that I've floated a tad too high on a run before and let myself fall victim to the sucker of a trap. And since spikes insta-kill, why the heck do spikes insta-kill? Mega Man can take the full force of a napalm blast or a shuriken through the robotic kidney. But this pokey little ball? Nah, that's game over.
Bubble Man himself is the easiest Robot Master in the game. He is Bubble Man though, not Tungsten Steel Man. so that checks out. I think his pattern is that he shoots a bubble that bounces towards you, and he slowly rises while swimming and shooting forward at you as well. Then he lands when he hits a wall and repeats? I'm not entirely sure, because the metal blade bursts his bubble faster than I can talk.
You will never die in the Bubble Man boss fight unless you're A, an idiot, or B, at 1 health. See, despite how easy Bubble Man is to beat, it is nigh impossible to defeat him without taking a single hit. Every run I've ever seen of this game forces you to take a single dink in the head from Bubble Man, but considering how easy he goes down, it's really the least he can do.
His weapon bubble lead isn't super great either, but can still be useful. When fired, it drops a bubble on the ground that moves forward until it hits something, in which case it'll do damage or pop after a bit. It can go up and down walls as well. I don't really use this thing either, except for one instance in the final stage, and for one of the final stage bosses. Heatman's stage is simultaneously one of my favorites and my least favorite. The stage theme itself at least kinda matches with Heatman, and his track fits perfectly in my opinion.
I have to disagree on the stage theme. Take away the lava at the bottom and literally how is this stage fire-based? Honestly, this stage looks to me like a sewer-style stage that they recolored and made it a lava level. This is not a diss on the stage, it's still fun and the lava does give the stage a great atmosphere. However, I think the least the devs could have done was add some hotheads into the mix.
Oh, I never saw it as a recolored sewer level. I always thought it was some sort of underground waste management facility, but now that you've pointed it out, I can't really unsee that. Right away you'll notice the Flyboys, yes that's their actual name, and Tellies are back. Tellies will be in most of the stage. Most of what you'll be doing in this stage is platforming with some minor enemies to deal with here or there. The appearing blocks make a comeback here as well. One small section early on, and one really long section later in the stage that I have not tried to do legit since I was a child. Nowadays, I always plan my routes so I have item 2 to fly across it, skipping the entire segment. Then we just gotta take out a single Mech Joe and we can go straight to Heatman.
Look, as a kid whose introduction to Mega Man was the Magnet Man stage in 3, I love disappearing block puzzles. But holy flark, this stupid trolley level makes me want to pull my hair out. Props to you, Joey, for ever completing this section legit because I've never even gotten close.
Thanks, man. Heatman's interesting. He'll shoot a fixed spread of 3 small fireballs, and when they land, they'll erupt into thin columns of fire. You can easily dodge this move by running close to him, then running away right before he fires off another volley. He's weak to bubble lead, and when hit with it, he'll go invulnerable for a brief moment, covered in flame, and then he moves towards your last location you saw before charging at you. Just jump over him and fire another bubble, and he'll go down in no time. Final Robot Master down, final weapon obtained, the Atomic Fire. This weapon shoots a little fireball when used, but can be charged to unleash a more powerful fireball. It would be an awesome weapon if it wasn't doomed to be in the same game as Metal Blade, like so many weapons before it. It is Woodman's weakness though, completing the weakness order loop. We also get item 1 here as well, being a simple platform that floats upwards for a bit before disappearing.
Y'all remember elementary school when you try to play rock, paper, scissors and some kid would always be like, bomb beats everything? That's what this game feels like. You're supposed to play rock, paper, scissors with each boss fight, but instead you're the stupid 4-year-old who brought an invincible chainsaw to the fight. And now the game is reduced to how fast can you shoot metal blades. This isn't really a complaint. I can appreciate imbalances in the rushed game design, but my gosh, did nobody playtest this weapon? It's literally the go-to for half the main boss fights and even one of the final fights. It's great. It's fun. It's perfect.
Onward to kick Wily's ass.
Ah, fuck, god damn it, my ears. Turn that shit off, Wily. Oh, look at that. Wily has a full fortress this time, at least shown on screen. I think it was implied that there was a fortress in the first game, but hey,
upgrades, people, upgrades. That's how we make the dough.
Hunter, it's finally time. The best track in the game. Are you ready?
Can I sing again?
What? No.
Gotta run now. Gotta run now. And sprightly. Gotta climb now. Way up highly. Gonna get
What did I just say? This stage, no joke, has the perfect track to go with the stakes. We're charging into Wily's fortress to take down the Mad Doctor once and for all. And the music sets the tone perfectly.
But really, we keep saying this, but it cannot be overstated that the music in this game is so good. The main themes from both the title and this Wily stage became like the theme song of Mega Man. Ask any fan, heck, ask a non-fan for a Mega Man song and they'll probably give you one of those too. Even Mega Man Smash reveal trailer used both the Wily Castle theme and the theme song of Mega Man 2.
That and Mega Man's Smash Forward Ultimate Moveset and Classic Mode campaign pay a big homage to this game in particular. Go back and play his Classic Mode campaign and compare it to Mega Man 2. You'll see exactly what I mean. This first stage sees us basically jumping the border of Wily's fortress and scaling the side of it, taking out Squirms, Sniper Joes, doing some really creative platforming with our items, climbing up past these poor tellies who can't even hit us, and making our way inside, coming face to face with the Mecha Dragon.
The Mecha Dragon is a super straightforward fight. Run across the platforms without falling into the void, then, once you hit these 3 blocks, stand on the back side of the topmost block and rapid fire the quick boomerang. Easy peasy, right? Well, yes, if you're fast. But the dragon still does shoot some basic bullets, plus if you touch the dragon, you will instantly die. Isn't that right, Joseph?
Yeah, you will. It's bullshit! Besides that, he's a pretty cool fight, and a neat way to cap off your first fortress stage.
As long as you don't game over.
They'll never find your body.
What?
What? Who said that? That's crazy. Anyway. This next stage is pretty straightforward as well. We fight our way through and ascend further into Wily's fortress. In the beginning, we quickly blast through some flyboys and use item 2 to fly across a pit of spikes. Try to fly as far as you can, starting with full energy to get to this second ladder. It'll let you nab a free E-tank and get into a room with a 1-up as a reward, and some small weapon energy pickups to fill up on anything you may be low on. Also, from this stage onwards, you'll find the Lego walls Hunter was talking about. This time, they usually have goodies like 1-ups, E-tanks, and health and ammo pickups, but just don't get hit by cannon enemies and fall to your death like I did. Be sure to take advantage of this drill hallway. You can grind weapon and health pickups from them, making the rest of the fortress stages that much easier. Using item 3 to get up and past this crusher section, we fall a couple more screens down and into the boss fight.
The boss here, first of all, is named Pico Pico-kun. What the frick? The pattern here is super simple to catch onto. 2 bricks come out of the opposite walls of the room, converge somewhere in the middle, and charge at you. The brick parts are invulnerable separately, but once they converge, a quick bubble lead to the top will take care of it. They get consecutively faster as you go on, but it's really not too much to handle, unless you're Joey.
Bruh.
Also, according to the lore, this boss was formerly Dr. Light's home security system, and Wily stole it. Did he, like, break into Light's house, see the security system, and instead of, I don't know, killing Mega Man, just steal the security computer and run? Wily just deserves to lose at that point.
What the hell, Wily? Why'd you steal his whole security system just to leave instead of defeating Mega Man while he wasn't powered up or something? What was the point? What is it to send a message? What's wrong with Wily?
Bro broke in, stole this, and then shoved it in the lowest level of his basement like, ah yes, this is the perfect trap. Mega Man will surely fall to this. And then Mega Man just blew bubbles and the whole thing died.
So Wily Fortress 3 is just us falling further into his basement and jumping through his sewage that he built a giant fish spot to live in. Is that right?
Yeah, pretty much. You got some Lego walls up top, piss water in the middle, and an unholy amount of spikes, and then a tank.
Oh, a tank boss? That sounds dope. I wonder what it's gonna be. Okay, not Wily's best work, but he's got the spirit?
Yeah, so this tank rolls out slow as balls, his jaw and hands move a little, and occasionally spits a few metals in your face. His weakness is quick boomerang, and he dies faster than a boomer in a hot topic once you get going. He does not leave much of an impression.
Yeah, I got nothing else to say. His name is Guts Tank, which is a nice reference, but that's about it for this stage. Wily Fortress 4 is the first stage that feels like a real challenge in the game. You climb up, over, and then back down to face the boss. The first half has fake floors that you'll fall right through if you aren't careful. Make sure to use bubble lead on every floor and every screen if you're new. If you've played this game before, you'll just jump your way through lickety-split.
After this, there's a few rail platform sections that definitely have some challenge. Teletubbies come out of the wall while you slowly parade around the room on these tiny platforms. It's a matter of patience and timing, but as long as you're not stupid, you probably won't fall off.
The boss of this stage is the one stain on what would be a perfect sequel. This guy requires that you have full Crash Bomb ammo. If you don't, you will automatically lose and have to game over to restart from the beginning of this stage to get your full ammo back. The Boo Beam, that's its actual fucking name, I'm not joking, also causes an enormous amount of sprite flickering, making it really difficult to tell when it flashes purple, signaling that each of these weak points are about to fire at you.
The room is also littered with Lego walls, some of which are required to be destroyed, but don't go breaking them randomly, since if you break them all, you won't have enough ammo to take out the boobies.
What did you call them?
You heard me.
Aight, fair enough. Anyways, like Hunter was saying, you want to make sure you take out each Boo Beam that you can using items 1 and 3 to avoid using Crash Bomb ammo on the Lego walls. Use as little Crash Bombs on the destructible walls as possible, and only shoot when you know you can hit one of the 5 weak points.
0 out of 10, the worst boss in the game. Glitchy, very unintuitive, and not even impressive to look at. I honestly just exploit this boss fight. First, with really precise timing, you can use a Crash Bomb to break both the leftmost Lego wall and Boo Beam at the same time. And second, if you spam the pause button during their attacks, you can lag the game enough to avoid taking damage. Honestly, the only way to make it bearable.
Wily Fortress 5 introduces the format for the endgame boss rush that's used in this game and all future Mega Man games. We're in a room with 8 teleporters that'll lead us to each Robot Master. Defeating one will give you a large health pickup to keep going. Defeat them all, and the final teleporter appears, leading us to Wily.
Look, I know Joey has a soft spot for Mega Man 1's Wily Castle, but this boss rush is light years better than the randomness Mega Man 1 forces you through. Being able to jump straight back into the boss fights is such an amazing concept, and lends to fantastic new fight styles, like one-shotting Metal Man with his own weapon.
Stepping into the final teleporter, we come face to face with the Wily Machine 2, who is also kind of easy. Spam Metal Blade while jumping over his shots that lob upward towards you, then in phase 2, when the front breaks open, you can use Crash Bomb as his intended weakness, if you have any ammo left over from the last boss, or just stand your ground and spam Metal Blades into his face until he dies.
Yet another boss with a specific weakness wasted by Metal Blade. Did anyone even use the Metal Blade in playtests? How is it this broken for the entire game? It is like if Mario was given a new fireball type that was just a nuke. Capcom!
We chase Wily down to a cave below the fortress. Besides our jumping and shooting, and these droplets falling from the ceiling, it's dead silent. Walk to the right and through the boss gate, and... Oh, look, it's Wily. Wait, why is he floating? What the fuck is that? Why the fuck was it only weak to bubbles? Nothing else could hurt it.
Aha, but it is elementary, my dear Joseph. You see, if we merely pull aside this curtain, you will find it was nothing more than a hologram. The real Wily was here the whole time!
Oh, wait, we won?
Yep, it's over. The game is won, Wily is defeated, begging for his life, and the peak gaming experience now comes to an end.
Damn, feels good. What now?
Wanna go through it again?
Oh, hell yeah, let's go! Mega Man 2 is, as the title suggests, an almost perfect sequel to the original. I love this game. It improves on literally everything from the level design, enemies, music, tighter controls, and more polish overall. Except for that 4th Wily boss, but I digress. This game is perfect for newcomers, and is where I'd recommend you start if you want to get into the franchise. Plus, if you've heard anything of Mega Man, it's definitely been this game you've heard about. So give it a shot, and who knows, maybe it'll get you to try the other games too. Anyways, huge shout out to Hunter for collaborating with me on this video. He's been a big supporter of my channel since I started these kinds of videos, and has given me crucial feedback to improve. Check out his channel in the description. Anything you want to say before the video ends, Hunter?
Thanks for inviting me. You're always a pleasure to work with, and hey, if you guys have enjoyed this video, don't forget to check out the speedrun race Joey and I competed in over on my channel.
Will be linked down below and in the pinned comment.
Joey makes lots of appearances in all of my content, from Minecraft to Overwatch to Pokemon, and we have a lot of fun there with other friends too. But I won't take up any more of your time. So, Joey, when's the Mega Man 3 video coming out?
I'm sorry, the what?
The Mega Man 3.
Get out.